We're to 113 minutes. Normally it is 112. Sometimes it goes to 115 even. Anyway, during my time on YouTube, I have witnessed many enemies. The haters. That past version of me who's probably gonna come back someday. Harry, who apparently is still something. David, who abandoned our subscriber video contract. But probably one of the biggest enemies I've had is copyright. Has infected tons of my videos. The Edge of Destruction. That one video about the Titan comics that basically no one watched. The Dalek invasion of Earth. The Rescue. The Time Meddler. The Celestial Toymaker. Doctor Who and the Daleks. The Tomb of the Cybermen. The Ice Warriors. Twice. This time it's gonna be different as we review the enemy of the world. Good luck. Alright, hey, what's up guys? This is Rowan, my favorite YouTuber here. And welcome to my review of The Enemy of the World. I wonder if my enemies are going to become enemies of the world. As you can see from the front cover at first glance, probably the first thing that you're going to notice if you've seen other Classic Who DVDs is that it doesn't have the regular text. And that's because this was recovered back in 2013, which seems ages ago now. But I remember, I was a Doctor Who fan back then, long ago. Like, I haven't watched much of Classic Who, but like, when I heard that they were recovered, I was like, oh, I don't have, because I just started my DVD collection and I don't have reconstruction of The Enemy of the World or The Web of Fear. And like, I still don't, but like at the time, there may be, I'm not sure, but they're probably hard to track down, but at the time there were reconstructions from Loose Cannon on the Daily Motion website. Then I got The Enemy of the World and The Web of Fear off iTunes. So actually, like, with this DVD, I still have it on iTunes on my computer, but I'm gonna watch it with the DVD anyway. And I was watching them back to back, and I was like, holy crap, because, like, I showed it to my dad, too, and he was, like, shocked. Like, it's just such a sensation. Like, it's one thing to think, like, oh, yeah, this was recovered, but to actually see the effects of it being recovered, from it going, like we watched a scene with just pictures, and it was just like cutting from picture to picture with a crappy audio soundtrack, and then all of a sudden to see movement in those pictures when I flicked over to the ones that I bought off iTunes, then like it was incredible. It was actually seeing movement. So this might seem kind of embarrassing. I might have noticed this before, I just forgot about it, but I think this is the first time that I noticed that the O right here is actually a clove. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, story number 40. So let's get right into it, huh? It's so amazing how it was practically winter still in like literally April, and now it looks like it's summer. It's incredible. I think we skipped spring there. Up here in Canada, you can't really tell what the weather is going to be like. It can be, you might be able to skip spring or skip fall. You tend not to skip winter or whatever. It kind of looks a bit scratched up, but it's been like that for a while. Yeah, anyway, enter the thing, and here we go. Netflix. Oh wait, I activated Netflix. Oopsie poopsie. Silly me. Dang it, I screwed up. Wait, no, stop. This might seem a little bit, but I accidentally almost activated Netflix a second time. Alright, I stopped myself. Well, I've already seen Series 6, Series 7 Part 2. So, is this Series 7 Part 1 or something? Yep, knew it. Heck, is this coming soon? That normally isn't an option. That seems like something that would go in special features. Were there even special features? What is this? Huh? The Web of Fear, the other show that was recovered. They did a good job with the music. It was like da 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 da, and in reality, it's like something with Batman 1960s quality, literally. Anyway, something that I haven't quite mentioned yet in season 5 is that the Tomb of the Cybermen, the opening story, was actually the only story of that season to not be a 6-parter, and also a 4-parter, I guess. But anyway, here we As soon as people started talking, I got distracted by the coming soon thing. I didn't even add subtitles. But, yeah, I remember when I was watching this with my grandma and grandpa. Oh, by the way, if you want to see me and my dad semi-marathoning through Doctor Who, go check out my second channel, Carelou II, Carello space THE space 2ND. To be all honest, though, I think our classic Who marathon's kind of done. I don't think that we're going to end up continuing it. I want to continue it, but my stepmom left despite the fact that she was certain that she would keep going. I was looking forward to season 3 it'd be like proving themselves worthy, but no, it was just, she quit before we even started season 3. Like, jeez, like, yeah, so she didn't last long. My dad's okay continuing with Classic Who, but I can tell that he doesn't really like it. He's just kind of doing it for me and you guys, really. Oh, like, I was hitting this button, whatever this arrow is. I meant to hit the up volume. Anyway, so, yeah, so... to be honest, I really wish that I did it with my grandma and grandpa, because it would be a lot of footage though. But they're on the 4th Doctor, like, jeez, frick. Like I'm not always watching it with them or anything, but like, you know, up till this day I haven't even seen Genesis of the Daleks, which is something that He Who Moans said, like, you have to watch to consider yourself a Doctor Who fan. I'm probably like a Doctor Who fan more than much else, and I haven't even seen that story. But anyway, and I have filmed their review of season 1 and season 2, like I'm going by seasons since it's too late to do stories because they don't have exact memories. But anyway, it was, I was there for, okay, turn it down a little bit. I was there for when they were watching The Enemy of the World and the Web of Fear, and the whole time I was like, that was a telesnap. That was a telesnap. Because it is an experience watching a full completed story from what you're used to seeing telesnaps. Because, like, the telesnaps are there. It's just for frame, and the rest is movement. And you're just like, there was a telesnap, this is a telesnap, that was a telesnap. And then you can tell that Loose Cannon also gets things wrong. Like the Daleks Master Plan, I said this more review of that. But with the Daleks Master Plan ending, almost every description of what happened I've seen online says something different. The Loose Cannon says something, the description on the wiki says something, the one in the source book says something else. I believe that it was time was going forward, then Stephen got out, the TARDIS was protecting him because the TARDIS doesn't age, and inside it was protecting him from time because the TARDIS is a time machine. Then Stephen fills with a machine, causes it to flow backwards, that's why the Doctor could get up and go inside the TARDIS, and then the Daleks exterminate and it goes forward and aging everything to death. But here, you can see, like, what really happened. I mean, of course, not really what really happens everywhere, because, you know, it's still 1960s shooting and stuff like that. But, like, for example, the Loose Cannon, I remember, once said, like, it said the Doctor stubs his toe, and that's why Jamie laughs. I tried to kick my foot, but you didn't quite see it, because it seemed like that. Anyway, but instead, he was really just taking his clothes off and diving into the water, or falling into the water, either one. There's also a chase scene that, like, it couldn't it couldn't stand up to telesnaps, but, like, like the telesnaps couldn't stand up to the actual chase scene. Not like the chase scene is the best thing ever, but it just is something different. One of my favorite lines, and not just this story, but all of Doctor Who, is when Victoria's like, perhaps we've landed in a world of madmen, because they're being chased by people with guns. Shh, don't want to get demonetized. Oh wait, I'm not monetized anymore because of YouTube's stupid algorithm. Guns, shooting, kill, oh no. Okay, anyway, so sorry, just whatever. Anyway, and then the Doctor simply just says they're human beings, if that's what you mean, doing this favorite activity, trying to destroy each other. Number one, I use that line a couple of times. Sometimes, like, stupid frickin', I still can't say his name, even though I kind of want to at the school, who's an idiot. He's like, in the middle of the midterm, he's just like, yo, how much is this test worth? I'm like, 3, 5, 7% of your money. He's like, psh, drops the pencil on the paper, walks out of the room, busting his earphones. Music's so loud that I can hear it like it's coming from the radio. I'm surprised that he can still hear. Yeah, just moral of the story, he's a bully, basically. Yeah. Ask anyone in my school, they say that he's a bully. Why is he a bully if he's the only one in the school? Please go on. And then occasionally he'll say something like, I don't know, like insult someone else, like, they're human beings, if that's what you mean. Because I have taken this story like a couple of times, and I've said that so many times. But it makes me realize like how little effect it can have when an actual person says it. When you're watching a TV show and the protagonist says a line like that, you're just like, ooh, what wise words, gentlemen. But then if an actual person says it in real life, especially someone who's younger, then everyone just doesn't give a crap. Oh, and by the way, Jamie, whenever he goes like, Ragada, we finally figure out what he's actually saying thanks to the subtitles. He's saying, Brigadon. What is Brigad? Where's my phone? Phone? Hey, phone. Under a pillow. Phone, what? Wants me to say at Brigadoon, which is a fine dining restaurant. Show as little visuals as possible, but did you see that? You could see their hesitation before they went in. Still better than in a scene with the Web Planet. No, still better than in the Web Planet with the scene where it starts out with Ian just standing like this, then walking forward. It's just like... I could find the scene, but you know, that would involve me having to go through the Web Planet to go look for it, and you know, some things just cross a line. It's so great. I don't think I've seen a setting this good since the Keys Emeritus way back when. But, like, and then the woman's trying to say, like, are you Doctor of Science, a Doctor of Medicine? Like, when you're a kid, the only doctor that you know of is a Doctor of Medicine. Then you learn of Doctors of Science. Like, Doctor Who is the first thing that introduced me to a doctor that's not, like, medical doctor. Like, I didn't know that you could be called a doctor without understanding medicine. You could be a doctor in basically anything, which is what the Doctor is. Basically anything. In fact, in a 10th Doctor story, or 11th Doctor, depending on if you count the War Doctor or not, in Utopia, he called himself a Doctor of Everything. To which he took it as a Doctor of Science. But anyway, and then one of her things is a Doctor of Divinity, and she's like, you're determined to be mysterious. Come on, there's nothing wrong with trying to be mysterious every now and then. Divinity. Divinity. Divinity is a video game series. No, what is a... I hit the beginning and then I jumped to the end. Doctor Who... No, Doctor of Divinity. There we go. Doctor of Divinity is an honorary degree. The title is bestowed to their individuals who have devoted their lives to yeah, basically, okay. That's it. See? Saved you a Google search, I hope. Unless if you pause the video and look it up, in which case, I don't know. Let's try to seduce the doctor and be like, can I ask you to do something? It'll probably cost you your life. And the doctor's like, heh. I find that. Oh, the guys with the guns are back to shoot them again. Now basically what it turns out is that the doctor happens to look exactly like this Mexican guy who have taken over the world. Sorry, on top of the disc. The world. Salamander, who is also played by Patrick Troughton. Instead of like in The Chase when they just got another guy to do the robot. It's so hot in here. Wind the fan up. Turn on the fan. There we go. Visuals as possible, but why do they cut to the woman who saved the doctor right here? Like Salamander's talking and then there's this brief like what was that for? Why is she smiling? And also like, what's this crowd of people? Did they have a whole bunch of people actually come in just to sit here? Did they have to audition or did they just take guys off the street? One of the most well-chosen lines in this story is... Try with the accent, which the doctor manages to perfect with just listening to that recording once and didn't even know that he would have to impersonate it. It just came into it. I guess he is a super genius. I mean, he did kind of like anticipate is the word that they would tell him to do that. But it's like guarantee. It's not guarantee. Anyway, and then sound like I said gang tea. Okay, anyway, so basically the cliffhanger for part 1 is when the doctor comes in dressed as Salamander. Will the guy figure out that he's not Salamander? We shall see. That's my attempt of a Mexican accent. We shall see. Looks a lot like Salamander to me, mate. His attempt of an accent is, well, hello, boys. What are you doing now, eh? Spoiler alert, the bad guy does fall for it. But as long as the doctor does bring up, like, we don't know, for all they know, they are the bad guys, and Salamander's just trying to save the world. Because the Donald Trump of the 1960s. Actually, something that is interesting is that on the back of the DVD, not on the back of the DVD, but somewhere I've heard that this story takes place in 2017, last year. But if New Who's following with the regular order, then, like, then 2017 has already passed in New Who time. In fact, in a deleted scene, more of a mini-sode from Doctor Who the Pilot, the Series 10 premiere, or Season 36, depending on how you look at it. He says when he said he needs, so like, it is possible that I guess the Doctor changed the future from, you know, previous attempts, but then the second Doctor would still land there, so maybe he just saw it played at the beach and then took off again. It's a black woman. Well, we know that she's gonna die, because it's the 60s, you know? Is it even allowed to let a black guy live? I mean, it wasn't in Planet of the Apes, obviously. Fun seeing Patrick Troughton play as a bad guy, though, and then we see Jamie and talking to... It's like Jamie talking to the Doctor, but, like, who plays Jamie? Fraser Hines talking to Patrick Troughton, but having to see him as a bad guy. Question, are they actually outside? Because it looks like they're outside, but here it just looks like a set or something like that. Salamander is always like, a volcano is like a person when he sleeps. Lifeless, dull, stupid. Then he wakes up and he's bursting with lifeless. How's that, eh? Was that Mexican? I don't know. And then there's actually this footage that actually looks like realistic destruction from a volcano. I was like, so like, is that like actual volcano clips? Or is that like, I don't know, like, is that special effects? Or did they take like something from a documentary or something? Like, there's a house falling over. There's a freaking house falling over. So I doubt that this is like real stuff. I don't know. Like, freaking buildings are falling over and everything. Salamander plan really is just to destroy the Earth. So the cliffhanger 2 is Salamander's an idiot. He just knocked down a whole bunch of buildings from blowing a volcano, and people are like, "You're an idiot!" And he's like, "You're." This sounds like the kid from school. But the credits actually list him as not even Doctor Who / Salamander. It literally is Doctor Who Salamander. Okay, anyway. On to Paris, au 3, au 13. What's odd is that episode 3 doesn't show the cliffhanger for episode 2. You know how in almost every single episode it always shows the cliffhanger, like the last few moments of the last episode? It doesn't do that at all. And Jamie's like in his suit. I guess he is working undercover for Salamander, like a double agent. You have the secret agents like James Bond who like spies on something else, but if you're a double agent, that means that you're pretending to be the agent of one organization or group, when in reality you're actually working for the other one. You're just pretending to be an agent in this one. There are also triple agents where you're pretending to be the double agent of someone. So you're pretending to spy on this group, when in reality you're in this group, but in reality you're actually with that group. Or maybe there's 3 parties and you're pretending to work for this group when these guys think that you're he's our double agent, but no, you're actually pretending to work for them when you're working for this group. So weird. Anyway, like if you're watching episode 3 of The Enemy of the World, because this was the only surviving episode of this story before it was all recovered, you would have no idea what's going on. You're gonna be like, why is Jamie in a suit? Why is the guy going, British God, hey! More volcanoes and explosions to satisfy the violent people in the 60s. But I kid you not, this is exact footage from a Third Doctor story called Inferno. I know it because it's in the intro for all 7 of those episodes. So these burglars decide that the only thing they feel like doing is busting into this house and just destroying all of his crap. Specifically the stuff that is easily breakable, because he's searching for a salamander impersonator, I think. People who actually know the plot for this, God, to be all honest, like, I do care about plot. But here, come on, I'm just here to funny little things to make remarks on for the review. But like, that, like, I think that he's looking for the Doctor because he knows that someone's impersonating Salamander or something. Or maybe he's looking for someone else, I don't know. But I doubt that a person is hiding behind dishes. But anyway, this leads the Doctor to say another one of the more famous lines of his era. You know, up until now, I thought that he was saying surgery instead of sad, really. She's talking to Jamie, the woman, and she's just like, you gotta do something to stop Salamander. And he's like, what do I do? And she's like, anything, but do it at 11 o'clock precisely. And Jamie's like, well, what the heck does that mean? I'm sitting down. Does that count as something? You know, this episode 3, is probably... Every episode is important. Like, don't skip episode 3 is what I'm saying. It's just, you know, like, it's probably the least important episode of the show, and also, like, the least visual, so it's kind of odd how it was the only one surviving. But that's all we covered next up. But it does contain one of the funniest lines of the entire show. And then this guy is instructed by Salamander to poison this guy's food. It's not even a main character. He survives anyway. It shows him, like, he tricks Victoria into running away so they can put the poison in. And then it shows many dramatic, and then it cuts to him talking to Salamander. And it's like, I couldn't do it. I stood here with this man's life in my hands, and then I couldn't do it. Oh, by the way, these accents, I'm not being racist. Everyone always says I'm racist when I try to mimic an accent. I'm just trying to mimic an accent, sorry. Go ahead, make fun of Canadians' accents. Anyway, like I just want to have fun. Like, I don't want to say, like a joke, and then people say, oh, that's racist because it had the word black in it. And I'm just like, stop it. Can't we just have fun now? Can we just move on from racism? I mean, there's shows like Black Lightning that teach us that racism is still going on, but why? Why can't we just accept that people are different? But anyway, so, and then Salamander's talking to Jamie and Victoria and saying, like, where's the third member of your party? And they're like, we have no idea what you're talking about. And like, the woman. And like, oh, the woman. Wait, she's our friend too. Oh, we don't know what you're talking about. And then the guy who came in earlier in episode 1, at the end of episode 1, was saying, like, why are you acting like a good guy and then a bad guy? And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, I just saw you earlier doing this because it was the doctor. And he's like, but I tell you. And he's like, it was you or someone like you. Cliffhanger for part 3. What's odd though is that the quality for the beginning of episode 4 and the quality at the end of episode 3 looks slightly different. The episode 4 looks kind of damaged at the beginning. I guess maybe it was damaged. I mean, it was just recovered, but it's moving, so that's good. There's a scene where the black woman gets in and then the white woman asks, like, what are you doing here? She's not with an accent. She's like, yeah, what are you doing here? And that's funny because someone pointed out that what are you doing here is said a lot in Doctor Who. In fact, just look on YouTube, what are you doing here, Doctor Who? And you should find a video that I like with a whole list of every single time that someone says, what are you doing here, or something along those lines in Doctor Who. Smudgy, don't scratch the hamper, scratch the cat scratcher that we got you. I always pick him up and bring him to the cat scratcher whenever he scratches something, but I'm filming a video right now and drinking a grapefruit cup. Anyway, I thought that that's what you could look up to find the video. Turns out it's been taken down for copyright because why not, BBC? This theme where the doctors point out, like, proof, no one has any proof against Salamander. Because while I do hate it when people don't just trust each other, when people have gotten the trust, when people have deserved the trust, proven themselves that they deserve the trust, you should just trust them. But the doctor doesn't know these people, so, you know, and then they're also telling him, like, kill Salamander, and he literally talks like Batman. He's just like, no, I'll expose him, I'll arrest him, it won't be his execution. And like, sometimes it is necessary. He's like, no, he's like, yes, doctor, yes. Like, why are they okay with him calling him Doctor? They don't even want to know his real name. Then again, he doesn't really know much about him. He did just fumble into this world. So the black woman dies because I freaking called it. And they're just like, no, you have to tell. She's like, what? No, I can just die. Why would I tell you? Well, why would I take my last dying action to tell you stuff? I can only die once. Now, if you'll excuse me.
We are fighting back. We are doing something.
Salamander is going. He's like, I have brought food for you, plenty of food. Sounds like someone who wants to run for a campaign, but is really just going to pretend to be good until he gets the votes, and then he's going to be bad. But like, he's pretending. He has all these guys locked down at the bottom of the earth, and he's pretending that up there is just a war-torn hellscape when it kind of is. Volcanoes blowing up and crap, but he's pretending like there's no hope up there, and he like comes in with like a dirty coat and pretends like he was like scattered around for weeks, and he's had them down there for 5 years, had them in that little cabin because they thought that was the only place for them to live, and he keeps on leaving to come back all dirty and stuff like that, pretending that he just like risks just food. So the doctor is given a haircut so that he looks more like Salamander, and then he sees a pair of feet walking in cliffhanger for part 4. Oh, now they throw in the slash. Now it says Doctor Who / Salamander in the credits. So it turns out to be the guy who they tricked in episode 1 while they only showed his feet last time. I have no idea. So then he's busted and they're just like, we just wanted to go away, we just wanted to save our friends and expose Salamander. And he's like, I don't believe that Salamander's a murderer. And they're like, there's evidence in the thing. And he's like, no, I refuse to check because I'm an idiot. Meanwhile, there's this guy down in the cellar thing with... Oh, and why the doctor was standing up at the beginning of this episode when he was sitting down last time, I have no idea. Maybe, I guess, he just stood up and it was like episode 3 where we cut out a little bit between cliffhangers again. But, you know, like, in which case it would have been just long enough for the doctor to stand up. Who knows, maybe they went on a huge adventure in between episode 4 and episode 5. But anyway, so, and then a guy in the cellar in where Salamander's keep is starting to become suspicious, and then another guy busts him. And then he was like, okay, fine, I'll bring you up there, but please don't tell the others I'm right and you're wrong. And they're like, just tell all the others that you persuaded me to let me up there. And the guy who was suspecting him was just like, what? This is outrageous. I've been asking forever. Honestly though, the guy in the cellar, he's just like, take me with you. I feel for him. I really feel for him. I feel for him. I'm surprised that he doesn't commit. I'm an introvert. And, you know, that means that I prefer to be by myself and around other people. I like other people, but you know, I need to recharge with being by myself. As an introvert, being trapped in a claustrophobic cellar for 5 years surrounded by other people, I would just kill myself at that point. I hope the cellar dies a horrible, horrible death. Honestly though, at this point, the doctor's fooling me on who's the doctor and who's Salamander. And eventually Jamie and Victoria's just like, are you the doctor or are you Salamander? So the doctor proves it by going, I can't whistle, so I'm just gonna have to go do 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 do. This is my recorder. That is pretty much my doctor's Get it? Because the first doctor would say all the time. And this doctor is the recorder. And at the very end, he's just like, except you made me leave it in the TARDIS. And the whole time, the guy who was with Salamander was behind him like. Oh, and the cliffhanger for part 5 is just the spoiler alert: Salamander kills the guy who went up with him to the surface, and then the woman finds him and he's like, Salamander's just like, Salamander. Although, even when they whisper mouth, the subtitles still seem to get what they're saying. When they're talking about the doctor, and then another guy comes in, he's just standing there like, oh, and these little chocolate-covered things, not almonds, whatever these are, chocolate-covered chestnuts, I believe. Okay, cool. But I've seen more anything else of this one because, again, I was saying, like, that's a telesnap. So as it turns out, final spoiler warning, Giles Kent was in with Salamander the whole time. He dies in a giant explosion, which I guess Beneath of the Planet of the Apes ripped off because it follows that exact thing. He's being shot, and then he pulls the lever as his last dying act, which causes a huge white explosion. Anyway, so Astrid, good old Astrid, which is the woman's name, keeps her promise and tries to rescue everyone from down the cellar. And we never find out if she does. The doctor realizes that he can't go down because they might mistake him for Salamander. The doppelgangers, that was the whole thing. And then he returns to the TARDIS only to find Salamander there, who's been impersonating the doctor and almost leaving without Jamie and Victoria. Luckily though, Jamie and Victoria doesn't know how to fly the TARDIS, and also the TARDIS. Tortoise is actually a word, it means turtle. But anyway, the TARDIS, and Jamie knew that the doctor told him like never to fly the TARDIS without him. And they both have bandages on the end. The only difference is that they're closed, and Salamander has a drop of blood down this way. Anyway, so the doctor and Salamander have a brief fight, and I don't know how they filmed that. It couldn't have been the same actor. Like you know, like they didn't have that kind of technology where they could do like one person here yet. So it must have been a different actor, but I don't know who that is or which one would be the fake actor. I guess whoever was facing away from the camera. And then the loose cannon reconstruction thought that they were already in flight, and then Salamander opened the doors. No, the doors were already open, and then Salamander put it in flight. And then Salamander gets sucked out of the vortex in a way that couldn't have been thought of with just telesnaps. But anyway, so, yeah, cliffhanger. But not for part 6, just for the story in general. So would I recommend it? Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Not just because it was recovered, like it is actually a pretty good story. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really enjoyed it. Please like it, and if you didn't like, please leave a dislike, and I know they did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below if you liked it, it feels awesome to get some motivation and encouragement. If you didn't like it, please leave a comment down below saying why you didn't like it so I can improve next time, otherwise I won't be able to improve. And I'm just going to treat your dislike as a 4-like. And subscribe so that I know when my next video comes out. Thanks guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you next time where I review story number 41, The Web of... It's no more Ice Warriors, The Web of Fear. Bye-bye. That's all recovered now. It's all recovered now. So...